2-person scenes.
Yeah.
And it won't come till almost full runs when I get to meet everyone else and see what they've done, you know, which isn't extremely normal. It's just like, yeah, the subject matter.
So all the scenes are 2-person scenes?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's the episodic kind of feel to it. That it, on paper, you look at it and go, wow, it seems a little disjointed in that sense. But once you listen to the language itself, the words, repetitive phrases, little pieces, it becomes the string that goes through all of them. And that's been really, I think, it's been wonderful for me to discover that string. Oh, here's a repetitive page. Oh, she says this here and here and here. Or I may say something and then another character says, and in a different scene, another character uses that exact same line as me. So this wonderful threading of these 2-person scenes through the use of the language, which is really lovely. I'm curious to know how each one of your characters might react if they met a coyote.
Mine would be eaten.
You were the coyote.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure.
I'd stab that fool. Because I carry a knife now. I know better.
Poor coyote.
They're coming.
Good luck with that, by the way.
Yeah.
I would take note and then get away and find something to eat.
Maybe there'd be an article in the newspaper.
Yeah, you'd read about
I'd
it.
read about it in the paper or the news.
I would stay very still, so I could watch it, it could have its freedom, and I could see it leave or do whatever it would be doing in the wild. With most wild animals, if you're just very, very still, you do have the opportunity to watch them, opposed to them being aware of you.
Well, you have first-hand experience as to what you would do in a coyote.
Actually, I do.
Really?
The coyote, yes. And I was in denial of the
You thought it was a dog.
Yes. So maybe that's what I would do. I would deny that it was there.
And yet,
Gary, what would you do if you came across a coyote?
You mean as me or as...
As Gary.
Oh, it's Carrot. Is that character?
Is that your question?
Yes, that was the question.
Oh, I don't know, because
What is the character? Is that
Carrie hangs out in cities, and the coyotes don't come to cities, so he would never encounter a coyote.
yeah.
well, I've seen
Well,
coyotes in
coyotes
LA.
are starting to come into the
Yeah.
cities.
No, they
I've
are.
seen one in
Yeah.
Dallas.
Not in the 70s.
You were in California and Los Angeles.
Yeah,
We went
definitely.
face to face
See 'em
in
all the
the
time.
backyard.
All the time.
Well, in the fantasy world, that a coyote does meet you. Like you're going,
You
you're,
to art gallery and there's a coyote.
what would you do?
He'd sleep
In
with
the art gallery, if he was there,
Sure.
I'd assume he was a painting.
I have a question for our director.
For me.
So he has to come up.
I have to get into the frame now.
Yeah.
Just the casting process, you know, how did it go, and were you pretty clear about, you know, your choices, or, you know, just general, because it's always interesting, especially since I got cast. So,
Well, I mean, overall, since coming back from New York, when you have an audition, you see hundreds of people, hundreds, you know what I mean? And so when you come to Hawaii, which is home, the big difference was we saw maybe 20 tops, if that. But the great thing was that a lot of people that came through the doors were actually quite skilled and was really good. And so it was awesome. And when it comes down to the cast sitting here, no offense, leave him hanging.
Oh,
No offense to anybody, but the particular group that is here were all my A choices, which is very rare for a director. I'm usually the next night sleeping and going, okay, here's the A, the B, the C, and it just switches all around. It's a big puzzle, and then I sleep on the next day, it's cast. But this was quite all my A choices I got, and I was very excited about that. So what does that mean? It means you've each earned your role, which is awesome. And every single one of these characters are absolutely different from each other. And when you watch them perform, they got casted for their specific essence of that character that they already naturally held. And then you combine that with the skill sets. And so every one of you are very clearly defined different characters. In fact, the minute that you guys start to become like one another or on the same vocal pattern like that I'm already stopping and saying, nope, go to your other side. That said, the characters are so important and the process is so episodic that even when you set up a rehearsal schedule, it truly has to almost be in blocks. And just like Tom was saying, nobody gets to really watch anybody unless you come to rehearsal and just watch, until we're full runs. Which means that the work that is put on the actors is actually quite professional. We go through our table work, we go through our blocking, and I expect them to go over it and then come back to it with it, Sure, things will slip away, but really, what's been worked on should have not only be there, but blossomed. And I think just from today's run, that's happened, you know what I mean? And it'll only go more and more and more from this point on. But no characters influence the others. Like Ego doesn't influence Marsha, Marsha doesn't influence George, George doesn't influence UPS. They all influence Eva, and Eva influences them all. But there is not a single mixture of any of the two characters that makes their dramatic structure, like you were saying, cohesive. What it does is the language, and what the script is so complex that when you start finding all these clues, you have to look for the clues and suss them out, and that is complex, hard work. And I think this group is handling that very well. So what would I say? I would say come and watch Coyotes to watch these people work as professional actors in Hawaii. Let's come and try to look at what a new work in Hawaii, a premiere would look like, what a piece of avant-garde work in Hawaii would look like, and come and explore what a love story isn't. But is.
Love story.
Yeah. Is. It's a different, I like the way Eric says, it's adventures that has a different kind of a love story.